Hello again, everyone. So the next topic I would like to discuss is formative assessment. So when you hear the word assessment, we automatically think of tests. But formative assessment is not a test. Formative assessments are ongoing assessments. These are observations, reviews. It's not a test, it's rather an approach to teaching and learning that uses feedback as its centerpiece. So, observations in the classroom that we make as teachers, and then we give feedback to our students and support them accordingly. That is formative assessment. And there's many forms and types of formative assessment. So when we talk about formative assessment, I want you to think about a process, not a single event. It's not a single event or measurement instrument, but it's an ongoing planned practice that lets us teachers evaluate learning during instruction. And I believe that it's important for students to know exactly what we are assessing them. So in order for them to know what I'm trying to find out is to model a process and use the language that I want the students to use in those assessments. And also, I also want to let them know ahead of time what is expected of them. So, for example, if we are working on a vocabulary lesson, I need to first let them know first what they're expected to know by the end of this lesson. That's where the objective comes in. What is my course like? What is my objective for the day? What are the students supposed to learn by the end of this activity? And then I model it. I show them exactly what I would like to see them understand. In Lafayette, we have what's called School Pace. It's a district web-based student achievement dashboard that allows us to monitor the growth and performance of our English language learners. I'm not going to go into detail about what School Pace is, but that's one of the assessments, formative assessments that we use. In addition to that, what I do is, in order for me to assess my students' speaking and writing skills, I ask them to interpret visuals. For example, I'll put a picture of, let's say, for example, if I'm teaching social studies content, I'll put a picture of a war. Okay, people displaced, there's, bombs everywhere. And I will ask them to explain that, interpret those visuals. I also use the questioning, Bloom's taxonomy, starting with recall questions, and then they go to, analyzing and critical thinking and so on. I have them present their work once they're done doing the activity in their collaborative groups. Then they present to the rest of the class. Participation in discussions. We have discussions. That is another way of assessing students. Their work samples, writing samples. We have creative writings. We have journals that they write. I check those out and see what they need to work on and what they're excelling in. We also participate. I also give them games to play. I use Kahoot. I'm not sure if you know about that. I use Kahoot as a form of formative assessment. and they love it. They are always, happy to play those games. They see it as games, but at the same time, they're learning, and I'm able to assess them. Think, pair, share. That's another collaborative activity, discussion activity that is a form of assessment. We have picture interpretation. I'm not sure if you know, it's called See, Think, and Wonder. I put a picture up and then I asked them 3 questions. What do you see? What do you think about this picture? And what are some of the questions that come to your mind when you look at that picture? Using graphic organizers when we are, when I'm lecturing or, delivering lesson, their note-taking skills, how they use the graphic organizers. So these are all forms of formative assessment. And then once you check out, once you see what they're lacking and what they need, what they're excelling in, you have to provide feedback. That is one of the important things for formative assessment. It's not like you got a 10 out of 10, that's it, here's your grade. No. This is what you did well, this is what you need to work on, this is what you need to improve on. So feedback is essential so that next time when you assess them, you see the growth, whether they have done well or they're still at the same level as before. I hope this clarifies what formative assessment means. Have a great day.